When Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler announced that he was not going to run again in 2024, it set off a scramble for the November 5th election. 3 current Portland City Commissioners were among the 18 candidates for Portland Mayor, but none of them won, as businessman and political outsider Keith Wilson became Portland's mayor-elect. It came as Portlanders used ranked choice voting for the first time to choose an entire new system of government. At what point during the campaign did you realize that you really had a chance to win this thing?
I would say that about a month out, when we had the City Club Forum debate, and they announced my name, and the crowd applause far exceeded our expectation. I think that was that critical moment that all of our hard work started to pay off of, creating a message and then the lack of name recognition. But at that moment, we all realized people are listening.
The owner of Titan Freight Systems, an eco-friendly trucking company, and founder of the nonprofit Shelter Portland, Keith Wilson emerged as Portland mayor, winning on a platform of ending unsheltered homelessness in Portland within a year. Early frontrunner and current city commissioner Renee Gonzalez battles self-inflicted political wounds, including a claim that he was accosted on a MAX train in February when video showed the encounter was not that serious. And he was fined by the city auditor for using city resources to update his Wikipedia page.
At the same time, I'm appealing the decision.
Meanwhile, Commissioner Carmen Rubio, runner-up in November, battled revelations that she had racked up 150 parking tickets and 6 driver's license suspensions over the years. Did you ever consider not driving?
You know, in hindsight, I should have considered that.
Mingus Mapps was actually the first of the sitting city commissioners to declare in the mayor's race, but his campaign was never able to gain traction. Mayor-elect Wilson's victory came with Portland's first foray into ranked choice voting. Voters could choose up to 6 candidates in order of preference. Ranked choice voting was also used in the city council races, as Portland ushers in a completely new system of government. Portland City Council expands from 5 commissioners, including the mayor, to 12 commissioners, with 3 candidates elected from each of 4 newly created districts. Multnomah County elections spent much of 2024 trying to educate voters on how it works.
It is very possible that your first choice might not get elected, but your second or third might.
98 candidates vied for the 12 city council positions. The 12 winners include everyone from a current city commissioner to former elected officials to several newcomers to politics. One of the new councilors, environmental and equity advocate Candace Avalos, was on the charter commission that proposed the changes to Portland's system of voting and government.
I think when you look at the full 12 folks, it really is such a vast diversity of experiences and identities. And I think that the voters really felt that they could express their true options and that, you know, those were successful. So I was actually really surprised to see the outcome in a very good way.
Another change in Portland's system of government, a city administrator who runs bureaus instead of commissioners like in the past. That job will now fall upon interim city administrator and City Hall veteran Michael Jordan. He's agreed to continue into 2025 to help Mayor-elect Keith Wilson's new administration and the new city council make the transition. Is there any way that this transition goes smoothly, or is the first 6 months or a year going to be tough?
I think it's going to be as smooth as it can be. I think from what I have learned from all the players, councilors, mayor-elect, staff, everybody is set up to make this a success for Portland. And so everybody wants that to happen. Will there be ambiguity in the new system? Will there be disagreement? Of course. That's politics. That's democracy. But I have great faith in this group of electeds, and I have great faith in the staff.
Multnomah County will start using ranked choice voting in November of 2026. Meanwhile, in the most recent election, Oregonians soundly rejected Measure 117, which would have given elections officials the option to take ranked choice voting statewide. 2024 saw the deaths of 2 of the most powerful men in the history of Oregon politics. Former Oregon governor and former Portland Mayor Neil Goldschmidt died June 12th of heart failure at the age of 83. And about a month later, on July 16th, longtime Oregon Senate President Peter Courtney died from complications related to cancer. He was 81. But while Courtney was honored and revered, Goldschmidt's legacy is forever tainted. Charismatic, highly intelligent, and politically savvy. Words colleagues used to describe former Oregon Governor Neil Goldschmidt. A Portland City Commissioner in the early 1970s, he was elected as Portland's 45th mayor, serving from 1973 to 1979. He remains Portland's youngest mayor in history at age 33. Goldschmidt was also Oregon's 33rd governor for one term starting in 1987.
You got me inspired and you got me rolling, and I think you've got yourselves rolling. It's time to get the rest of the state rolling, and I can't think of any better place to get it done than here.
No doubt in anybody's mind that he was, prominent nationally.
The national recognition proved itself in 1979, when then-President Jimmy Carter nominated Goldschmidt to become the U.S. Secretary of Transportation. But Goldschmidt's meteoric rise to the pinnacle of Oregon politics crumbled under the weight of the terrible secret that he had raped a teenage girl, the daughter of a friend and one-time aide.
Do you think that any of her problems in life were caused by that relationship with Neil Goldschmidt?
I think most of her problems in life were caused by the relationship with Neil Goldschmidt. It started, she said, when she was 13 years old.
Few people in Oregon political history rose as quickly and as highly as he did to achieve the mayorship, a cabinet secretary at such a young age, then become governor. But no Oregonian in political history that I know of so damaged and tarnished their reputations forever and their legacy by their own actions.
Right now, this legislature is not functioning. I never thought I'd see this day because of the idea that, this is going to be the new norm of how you kill a bill.
A frustrated Peter Courtney in 2020 after Republicans walked out torpedoing a cap-and-trade bill. The longtime Senate president was known for his political savvy and his compassion even when he knew he had to be tough.
You put your mask on just for the sine die.
I do not have a mask.
Could you please leave the floor, please?
No, thank you.
Well, you challenge me because we can go through a whole ritual to expel you, but I've had individuals who work very, very hard, come a long, long way, and I don't want to hold them here any longer. But I must tell you, this is something that makes me sad. Very sad, Dallas.
Peter Courtney was born in Philadelphia, a graduate of Boston University Law School. He moved to Oregon in 1969 to be a law clerk at the Oregon Court of Appeals. Courtney's first political office was Salem City Council, where he served until 1980 when he was elected to the Oregon House. He unsuccessfully ran for Congress in 1984 and 1986. He came back to the Oregon legislature, winning the Senate presidency in 2003, where he stayed until he retired in January of 2023. A few weeks before he announced his retirement, he mulled over his pending decision on Eye on Northwest politics.
Are you thinking about retiring anytime soon? How much longer do you want to do this?
Well, thank you for reminding me about my age. I really like that, Ken. That really makes me feel like a happy new year.
Courtney did retire after a total of 38 years in the Oregon legislature, 20 as Senate president. Even his political opponents respected him, as he had firm control over the workings of the Senate. He championed improving Oregon's mental health system, began annual legislative sessions, guided the state through several budget crises, housing shortages, the COVID pandemic, and a Senate sexual harassment scandal in 2019. He was always Peter Courtney until the end, even at the end of our interviews.
Thank you for joining me on Eye on
Is that all? Is that all? Is that all?
It.
After all these
that
years we've been...
We have to go to the next interview, Senator. Peter Courtney has several tributes in his hometown of Salem, including a bridge named after him and a campus of the Oregon State Hospital. Neil Goldschmidt's image has been removed from all government buildings in the state, including his official governor's portrait at the state capitol.